Hey everybody. Um, how's it going? Looks like I'm getting a delivery right now, so sorry for the distractions. I'm live. Ooh, it's Sunday, day 7 of the 21 days of fasting and prayer. I am still here, still alive, still have not broken my fast. Today was a little bit challenging in some ways, but in other ways, it kind of was easier. I basically stayed busy all morning, kind of took care of thinking about food, even though I was actually around food. You see, that was a good trick. That was a definitely good trick. Um, so, how's everybody doing today? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are all doing excellent. I honestly do. Um, I have been doing a little bit better with prayer. Every day it seems to get a little stronger. I don't know. Practice makes perfect, I guess. Wish you get better at speaking without a bunch of ums and uhs and right? That's got to be annoying. If you're annoyed by that, go ahead and mention it. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of funny. Yesterday, I was making a joke about how I was going to lose subscribers during this show. I did. Certainly, most certainly did. Um, yeah, what's my subscriber count right now? Let's see. As of now, it is 979, and I was at 981 when I broadcasted the show yesterday. And yeah, no, this series has been costing me subscribers. It tells me a lot about people. They're not really interested in hearing about Jesus and about praying and that kind of stuff. I'm not even here trying to like preach at anybody saying you're a sinner. You need to go to Jesus. You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm not even doing that. I'm not even. I'm not. All I'm doing is sharing my experience with this whole thing, and yeah, it's costing me subscribers. Go and figure. YouTube is feeding my video to people, and they're like, "Oh, I ain't watching that, and I ain't hanging out with that dude no more." See them, which is sad, but it's okay. You know what I mean? It's all right. There's people that don't want to watch. There's people that don't care. It just is what it is, and like I said, you know what? It's okay. Um, it's okay. It does, it does sting a little. You know what I mean? Like my vanity that people would. I mean, I got my subscriber count pretty high, but it's still I'm still losing subscribers, losing viewers as we speak right now. People check it out. They're like, oh, hey, what's this? Oh, now I'm gone. Yeah, yeah. So it is cool though. I'm cool with that. It's all right. I'm not going to do a long one today. Can't. I don't think so. I mean, it might, stumble into a long one like a couple of the other days. But my intention is to keep it short and sweet. It has been a very busy day. I got up super early, went and worked at the church until after church, and after that, I came home and, basically just took care of some stuff and took a quick little nap. And now I'm here with all y'all. And yeah, I'm doing okay. Lost a few pounds. If anyone's interested in that aspect of all this, I expected to lose some weight, but not a lot. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Ace? So, as his username says, which is all subtle and whatnot, the Ace launches January 31st. Yeah, so he's subtle about that, right? With his username. Yeah, he's got a comic book coming out called The Ace. I'm interested to check it out. So yeah, what does he say? He says, "We got to push you over 1K. You're so close, dude." Truth of the matter is, I have been sitting so close to 1K for so many months now. I mean, I have been over 975 for at least 4 or 5 months. It just hasn't. I just haven't got over the hurdle. I don't know what's up with that. We got Doomsday says, "Hey, what's up, Drew and Ace? How you holding up, brother? I am holding up. I mean, there's weakness, but I'm not actually weak. It's, I mean, I still have my strength, but I don't have my energy, you know. But today, I mean, I was moving equipment, wrapping cables, I worked the lights today, this morning at church, it was groovy, And if anybody's curious about how that went, how the lights show went at church today, there's a link in my Facebook profile to that. And you can see, to the service today. So how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I'm curious. Says, I can help you get over 2K if you want. Sure. I would love to get over 2K. It would be great. Of course I want. Oh, 1K. Yeah, that would also be nice. Loyal pals are the best kind of pals. Loyalty is the best representation of friendship in any relationship. Friends, dating, marriage, spiritual. Loyalty is the best quality. Trust, loyalty, those are the best qualities in people that you can have as friends or companions, compadres, lovers, whatever it is that you're looking to have. It says here, to me, no time to be subtle. The ace is coming soon. Gotta let everyone know. Yeah. No time to be subtle. Subtlety doesn't seem to work too well these days, does it? Especially in the comic book promotion industry. We gotta just basically lay it all out, drop our nads on the table and say, hey, look, we're ready. Doing good, just working. That's cool, man. I'm glad you're doing good. It's good to hear. It's good to hear. I'm excited for you to read chapter 2. It should be coming. I'm hoping to have my first shipment go out on Tuesday. I want to have it be super big, but it could be a smaller shipment. You see here, we got Stang 96KR, and he says, okay, trying to get some sleep before work tonight. Saw this in the Twit feed and piped in to say hi. Hello, man. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. Seriously. But yeah, get yourself some sleep. Sleep is important. You know what I mean? Sleep is definitely important. I thank you for letting me know you were here to say hi. I mean, that's thoughtful. I dig it, man. I dig that. So what kind of things do I want to talk about today? I really don't know, man. I honestly have no idea what I want to talk about today. Let's see. What did I put in my notes? Anybody remember? It has been a long day already. It really has. I mean, I have I basically had a work day at the church, and I was expecting it to be a lot more hard than it was. The one thing that I'm dealing with that is super difficult is I'm struggling with sleep. Sleep is weird. You would think without as much energy, you'd be like, no, not for me, man. It's just the opposite, especially because I'm drinking so much water, right? Like I'm drinking one of these every few hours. And it has made me have to pee so frequently. It's unreal. I cannot go through a whole night's sleep right now without peeing twice. I've been getting up twice in a night to go pee because I've been drinking so much water. He says, I still got that Captain Love review I want to do that I'm thinking when I got chapter 2, get that done. Sweet, man. That hearing the review, I'm looking forward to hearing. I am honestly looking forward to hearing that. So yeah. Oh, by the way, Doomsday Kingdom Army and Edwin the Ace Azevedo have YouTube channels. You need to go subscribe to those guys. They're cool dudes, they're friends of mine. Go and check their channels out. It is Edwin. Right now, you just go ahead and search Edwin the Ace. I'm sure it'll come up. You don't have to put in Edwin the Ace launches January 31st as Acevedo, because that would be just way too much to type. Just too much. You can probably just go Edwin the Ace and it'll come up. Doomsday Kingdom Army is the other one. He's got a channel, and just go give those guys some love. Just kind of rub the subscription button, say, give them a subscription. Yeah. Is that too creepy? Trying to be a little funny and okay. So yeah, he says here, I was watching Buck Rogers last night. Captain Love definitely has that vibe. Yes. Buck Rogers is one of the major influences in the Captain Love series. This is accurate. Especially the ladies. You're catching on. Yeah, I've actually gotten a lot of great reviews from Captain Love. It's not it. It has a good. He's like, I definitely could tell. I definitely could tell. Yeah, it has interesting aspects to it that you don't find in too many comics these days. I mean, I kept the theme simple. A guy who is just basically a badass who is just does badass stuff all like constantly. He just lives his life from moment to moment and just takes it as it comes, and he gets himself into adventures, and he really isn't trying to have any of that happen to him. It just happens. Hey, Don, what's up, brother? Thank you, man. Looking good. Appreciate that, man. Okay, so this is weird. Okay, it's been a week of no food, and I am about 10 pounds lighter. So I think after 3 weeks of this, I'm gonna look nice and lean, which, I'm not like a fat guy, right? But during COVID, I've put on a few pounds of table muscle, you might say. Yeah, it's gonna be nice to have that gone. It will be. I'll feel lighter. Working out will be easier because I won't be so heavy. So yeah, that'll be great. Okay, so like today's sermon at church was interesting because we're doing the whole 21 days. The whole church is as a group. We're doing it together. Hey, it's Mariah. How you doing, Mariah? As long as you don't binge on the hamburgers. My mom addressed that very point. In fact, on a day 6 videos, yesterday's video, she made a few comments because she knows me so well. She's my mother. She's all like, maybe you shouldn't go right to the hamburger. Just, eat something small and light and get your stomach used to it, that kind of stuff. And I just want hamburgers, though. Seriously, I love hamburgers so much. I want a hamburger so bad. I want this there. And just, so bad right now. I can't have one. And I gotta wait. It's gonna be February before I eat again, and my stomach's gonna be so shrunk up. I'm not gonna be able to have food very much. It's gonna be weird. I'm probably gonna get a hamburger and eat it in like 8 portions or something, but it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. It's probably likely, just from logic's sake alone, gonna be the best hamburger I ever ate. Just for logic's sake alone, it's probably going to taste like the best hamburger that I've ever eaten in my life. Yeah. But today's sermon, we talked about how like when you're a believer, God, Jesus will fill you with living water. And we talked about what living water was. We talked about this. The pastor talked about what living water was. How living water is running water, and dead water would be water that's stagnant. Like the Dead Sea is dead water. There's a fountain in Israel that was like a fountain that people went and got a drink from, and it was obviously moving water, so it was like living water, water you can live on. I think that's a good way to look at what living water is. Actually, just like water you can have, water you need that you can have. But yeah, I have been surviving on, well, I wouldn't call this living water. It's, but it's water, and it's not dead water, even though it's not moving. But, you know, um, but seriously, there's no way I could have gone these last 7 days if there was not another. For those of you who know me, you may not realize that food is been one of my weaknesses in my lifetime. I have not been somebody that can diet, very well. I've done diets. I've stuck to some diets where I break it and I fix it and I stick to it, exercise. And I mean, I have been capable of it, but it is not something that I'm like talented at. It's not something I'm very good at. In fact, I'm very not good at it. So the fact that I'm able to do this fast is kind of amazing. I knew that I was going to go on at full tilt, that I was going to give all my, energy and uh, understanding of how to make things happen. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter how much will I have in this. There is definitely other hands involved just to get me this far. There's people probably praying for me. There's people, supporting me. There's people encouraging me. And the creator is sitting there and he's like, all right, I'm not going to let you die. Just keep going. This time I have faith is going to do big things in my life. I am going to emerge from this process somewhat transformed, maybe not so much that it's obvious to everybody, but let me tell you, the internal strength that I will have after 21 days of fasting and prayer will be remarkable, and it will be necessary, and it will probably set me up for something horrible in the future. No, I don't want to think that way, but it's always possible. You never know what God has planned for you. I mean, he might be training me for something just completely awful, in the future. But let's not think the worst. Let's look on the bright side of everything. Try to look at things through a positive filter, if possible. Like those girls on Instagram and I believe like Snapchat and some of the other ones do it too, where they have the filter and it takes all their wrinkles out, puts eyelashes on them, puts lipstick on them, kind of makes them look like they're, like supermodel-y or whatever, makes them, like those filters. That's definitely a positive filter, right? Definitely a positive filter. So I am hoping that everybody's having an amazing, amazing, amazing day. That God is blessing you somehow, some way. And if you're not into God, that's cool. He's probably still blessing you, even if you don't, care. And let's see here. Question from Doomsday. Is Captain Love going to be an ongoing series, or is there a planned end? I have no planned end to the Captain Love series, and I have story arcs to go the length of about 10 graphic novels. So, and that's just now. I'm sure by the time I got to that point, there'd be quite a bit more. So yeah, I don't see an end to it. I'm not gonna. I mean, it's to some people it might come across as controversial and like, okay, how can you be a Christian, say that you love Jesus, and you produce stuff like this? I'm like, that's a bit unfair. This is entertainment. It's escapism. You know what I mean? It's not porn in the slightest. It's mature. You know what I mean? But R-rated movies aren't sinful to watch. You know what I mean? There's some amazing R-rated movies out there. You know, it's so let's all just set that to rest. I'm going to continue to write Captain Love. Captain Love is a fun series to write. The biggest challenge for Captain Love is to come up with something new and crazy from chapter to chapter. He says here, fantastic. The galaxy is a huge place with tons of adventures and alien ladies to explore and meet. I don't know if you've noticed, but there aren't any aliens in the Captain Love universe at this time. Because in the Captain Love universe, interstellar travel has yet to be invented. No one can travel past the speed of light. And actually, they go about the quarter of the speed of light is the fastest speed they got, which is still really fast. But you got to think there's some limitations to space travel that they don't have in a lot of the sci-fi movies you see and stuff like that exist in my mind when I write these stories. One of them being that, like, say, there's no like drag in space, right? So if you get yourself up to like a quarter of light speed, you can just flip your engines off, right? You're there. You're as fast as you're going to get to go. So pushing further and harder is not going to help. You're just wasting fuel. So you go and you're flying, but then you're coming up on your destination. Guess what? You can't just like stop all like super fast and like, how like they have those like those ships that come in and they're as if there's like some kind of wind drag they can stop on. They actually, with any kind of space vehicle, you would have to use the same kind of force to stop yourself as it took to start you. So like basically you would have to turn them jets on, and you'd be basically slowing down by having the jets work in the opposite direction. So the rockets would be blasting towards the front, so you're slowing down. So you're like at quarter light speed, and you got to slow down. You got to like put maximum, like you used maximum rocket power to get up to quarter of speed of light. You got to use maximum rocket power to slow yourself down in a reasonable time, or else you would have to like start slowing way back, which would extend the length of the trip very, very, very much. So that's one of those little physics factors that I throw into it. Now there are other things that you can throw into, like gravity and that kind of stuff. But when you're traveling a quarter of the speed of light, a planet's gravity is not gonna affect you so much. You know what I mean? So it's not like you can just like, oh, I'm gonna just pull into Jupiter's gravity and let it slow me down, and then I'm gonna like no, not that fast, not that fast. You'd be like. You'll like Jupiter just go, so we got some more comments here. He was saying, I was thinking Venus alien, but human appearance. Well, I got you. Yeah. So if you think other alien as in non-earthling, you know what I mean? Like other citizens of other planets. Yeah, that would be alien to Earth. That is correct. Well, some say he's immortal, and if you know what I mean, he's got time to explore light speed. Yeah, just so you know, way down the road, I actually have plans to introduce some sorts of interstellar travel and stuff like that, at least in theory. I'm not exactly sure that we'll be having Love do that right away. But I there are going to be some fun things happening, like if you guys know my friend Simon Portier, he and I are going to be doing a crossover, and his whole universe is basically a completely different dimension than mine, and they work with magic, right? So can you imagine Captain Love being brought into the Natverse, for a crossover between our two books? We're planning on doing that. That's actually a plan in the works. We don't have the story written out or anything, but yeah. I love the song too. You know what? It's like I usually get burned out on songs of my own fairly quickly. Yeah. Let's see here. So, hey Drew, I just backed you, brother. Looking forward to the fun comics. I was a big fan of Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon. I can't wait. Can you sign them too, dude? Of course, I will sign them. You can count on it, buddy. No problem. And then yeah, it's like I do love the song. Yeah, me too. You know, it's like it's catchy. Yeah, it's a fun song. In fact, I will subject everyone to it now since you mentioned it. Let's see, can I get to it without changing? Yeah, I can do it this way. I'll do it this way. Let me see here. Give me a second to click some buttons. Click some buttons. Hey, so you mentioned you dig the song. Do you you think there would be anybody interested in like an MP3 download of that song? I wonder because I'm happy to give everybody a free MP3 of that song if they actually want to listen to it all the time. I'm more than happy to. Let's see here. Let me open the window. Pause. Go back, select it, and share it. Go full screen. And
hi, my name is Drew Ish, and I'm the author of the Captain Love series. I want to tell you all about the second book, Rise of the Pirate King. Yeah, that's a thing. And in this book, you're going to get everything that you would expect from Captain Love. Yeah, you bet. And I'm blessed enough to be able to use an amazing creative team. If you know what I mean, it feels like the universe is caving in and you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. Now, Captain Love is a space trucker and a former war hero. There is even a legend that he may be immortal. He's accompanied by Spade, who's a living AI. Yes, I said immortal. As in, he cannot die, and it feels like the universe is caving in, and you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Oh yeah. In this book, you'll get space pirates, sexy girls and science monks. There'll be bar fights, space battles, and a lot of awesome junk. There's nudity and violence and swearing within, so this book is mature. That means it's not made for children. And you feel like the universe is caving in, and there'll be love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. There'll be love to the rescue. Captain 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 Love to the rescue.
thank you for your time. Please back. So everybody who was he says it sounds like T-Bone Burnett. You know, I'm not familiar with T-Bone Burnett, but now I'm going to have to Google it just because you said that. That makes me curious. That's definitely the case. Appreciation from Doomsday there. He says, I love the one death in comic. That art panel was incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. I definitely appreciate that. I've been blessed to be working with talented artists, and that's something that I will make sure that Captain Love delivers. Will always have high quality art, an interesting story, and I'll never ever pull a Marvel or a DC on people and shortchange a comic book. It will always have what you expect it to have. And hopefully, one of the things you expect it to have is some kind of surprise or extra fun. Okay, so like, from chapter to chapter, I'm building a 6 chapter sub arc, for the graphic novel. So, like you might get a certain like mood and tone in this one, and then over here you're going to see like the story shift, like the banter between Spade and Love. You get to really get a taste of like how the two of them react to each other, and then I'm gonna even like address that further, but you kind of they kind of have a little bit of banter in between, and then Love gets in a pretty cool bar fight. There's a drinking contest. Let's see, what other kind of cool things happen in chapter 2, that I can tell you. Love There's a pivotal moment in chapter 2 that takes a lot of pages, but it's important to the overall story arc of everything. I mean, okay, for people who this has gone into a Captain Love promo, I should probably stop, but I'm going to say this real fast. So the in the Captain Love story arc overall, like the plan of the long story, there is some arch enemies that you have not met, and so one of them has not been even created yet, and I am working towards that arch enemy's creation. And once that person comes out, that arch enemy comes out, you'd be like, oh, that makes sense. That's super cool. That's kind of perfect on many levels. And so you will, you got to have arch enemies for heroes, right? Art is definitely A+. Appreciate that, brother. Definitely appreciate that, brother. Okay, so we are not doing a Captain Love. Let's see here. It's fun, great characters, but also brutal moments. Yeah, Spade is awesome. Definitely some great chemistry between the two. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I love hearing good things and people appreciating what I've created here. Okay. We were talking about 21 days of fasting and prayer, and you guys got me talking about my comics, which gets me just on a like I'll just keep talking forever kind of thing. But because we did that, because we rolled off into like nonsense land, I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for your support, for following this the short little series. This series will only be for the rest of January. I will cut it off February 1. Although, here's what I'm thinking. You guys tell me what you think about this. All right. I'm curious. I'm thinking about starting another daily series after this series, but I'm going to call it, I think Mr. E's Corner of Creation or something like that. And I'll be talking about music, and I'll be talking about comics, and I'll talk about filmmaking, and we'll be addressing all the, a lot of different creative, things. We'll be talking about people who do strictly paintings, and I'm going to have guests on from all those genres occasionally. Sometimes it'll just be me talking briefly. They'll I don't know if I'm going to keep a certain time limit to them. I haven't decided on that, but I'm really kind of kicking that around. It's kind of like, a little corner of creation kind of show where, my other loves and talents can also be expressed and shared. Because you guys know I'm a songwriter. I wrote the song we just played. I'm also a filmmaker, and I love working in those mediums. I tell you, film and music are my two favorite mediums because both of them can rip your heart straight out of your chest. Look at it, squeeze it, give it back to you, and you're going to feel better afterwards. Both those mediums can do it. And I love that. The healing power of prayer is a real thing. Music and movies can also heal, at least temporarily, or they can be medicine, you might say. I don't know. Anyway, I definitely follow that if you do. Cool. Excellent. I appreciate that feedback. It says here, I figured take mine off food, so it's about fasting. Yeah, I can always use the distractions. Distractions are nice. I'm waiting for that moment where that whole appetite suppression part kicks in. It's like, oh, you're just not hungry anymore. Just your body forgot to be hungry. When that happens, hopefully I'm not like, bedridden and sick, but able to just kick through. That'll be a lot better. Yeah. So again, thank you so much. I'm going to keep doing this. Glory be to God. He has he definitely, I can see his hands at work, even just a little at a time. And I can tell that he's got big plans for me as long as I stay faithful to the course. And yeah, you guys have seen the new comic books. I've seen them like I'm just here going 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, we're talking about something else. There's a new comic book coming out called Heartless. It's called Heartless. On Twitter, you can go to _Heartless_hero or to A Christian Heart. Both those channels, those Twitter accounts are designed to help support and market that comic book series. But this hero is a completely new kind of hero. Nothing like anybody's ever really seen before. He doesn't really have any superpowers, right? But the power of God is his superpower. You know what I mean? It's not his power, but it's his superpower. If that makes any sense at all. I'm going to leave it at that. I think I'm going to actually do a bigger reveal on Tuesday on Indie Comics Interviews on this channel. Well, if you're watching on Facebook, it will actually be on Indie Comics TV. But otherwise, it'll be on this same Twitter channel, this same YouTube channel that you guys are watching right now. But the show is every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern. That would be 5 o'clock Pacific. If you were Central Mountain, do the math. I don't, I mean, it's you guys got to be used to the whole Eastern Pacific because that's how TV does it. You know what I mean? I think, okay, so like if it's 5, I'll do the math for you today. So if it's 5 Pacific, it would be 6 Mountain, 7 Central, which makes it 8 Eastern, right? Right. Okay. So there's a quick math for you. Anyway, but it's going to be cool because he's going to fight demons and he's going to have hero support. There's like a team, there's bad guys, there's good guys. And then the coolest thing about all this is the lead character has to walk the walk, right? To have the power of God to use to fight these demons, he's got to make sure his life is dialed in with in tune with God's will. That means there's a whole lot of stuff that he can't do. There's a lot of stuff that he's not supposed to do. There's opportunities to tell stories where he stumbles and falls and it has repercussions. There's so much out there in this story arc that I'm going to be telling and building for this thing. I really wish I could just write a full graphic novel and release it. But, the crowdfunding market hasn't been very generous to me on the large scale. It's kept things going for Captain Love. I appreciate every single one of my backers more than I could ever express in words. But it's expensive to do comics. That's why I've been doing it. That's why I've been doing it one chapter at a time so that I can afford to control its production and release it. And, and then the Heartless series, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go yet. Not because I'm just like, wishy-washy or it's too soon. No, it's like I don't know if God's going to send me the money from an external source, or if God wants me to use crowdfunding and is to send people with the crowdfunding. I don't know what he has in mind. I really don't. And it's not time for me to know, or he would have told me, right? He makes it really clear on this kind of stuff. He has had his hand in the Heartless Project from the beginning. I mean, on just all kinds of little things. And it's like, okay, I was doing this, and then this, like, it's like if, like how, like, you're like, oh, it's fate when you run into something and it's like a puzzle piece. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this was always meant to be. That has happened so many times with the Heartless story. It is just silly. So it has been God's way of telling me that his hands are in it, and he's kind of like keeping me on a short leash, where he's only giving me a little bit of what I need to know at the time to keep me pursuing him and counting on him and trusting in him. So, and I have a feeling he's going to do that for a while. So I just kind of like, I don't know until I know. And then when I know, but God's got a plan, and he's going to make it happen. So, but Captain Love will still also be happening also. There is some great things happening. I want to tell you guys, but I'll make so many spoilers. So he goes here, I'm always down to talk about things I enjoy, love, and DK with creators and artists like you, Ronnie Hayes and James Bond. Yeah. Sounds badass, he says. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, man. All right. So just so you guys know, I have been adding my friends to my prayers more and more and more. But I don't want to take any credit for anything that happens in your life, good or bad. Sorry, not my fault. But I hope that God looks out for you, takes care of all your health, takes care of your families, takes care of your financial situations, and looks out, and brings you guys joy and happiness, so that this whole miserable time of 2020, early 2021, does not destroy anybody that I care about, or anybody I don't care about. I mean, it's easy to be like, oh, what do I? Not the people I don't care about, the guys I don't like. No, everybody. I care about everybody in that way. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, this is the longest one ever. We've gone 42 minutes. So we're gonna sign off now, even though I could probably babble more. And the thing is, I was actually planning on going like 10 tops today. So, yeah, I'm a babbler. You guys let me talk. I'll just sit there and blah, 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 blah. Hi, Dorian Gray. What you doing? What you doing, buddy? Isn't he handsome? He's such a handsome boy. He's soft and fluffy. Okay. Thank you for coming. Please, if you have any questions, the chat's going to be closed after the video's over, but please leave them in the comments below. If you're on Facebook, comment. If you are on Twitter, you can reply to the video. And I'm curious about what you guys think. If you have questions, I would love to be able to answer them for you. Interact with me. I'm here for you. All right. If you have questions, if you have something that you need somebody to pray for, you say, you know what, I got a prayer request. I know that you're not like a big dude, but if you could add me to your prayer list, please. Seriously. If you want me to add you to my prayer list, comment and tell me what you want me to pray about, and I will. All right. Straight truth. We'll do it. If you're embarrassed about it, send me a private message. Same story. All right. With all that said, thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with me. I will see you tomorrow on day 8, and take care.